Hi guys, it's Nancy, and I have two of the new Spellbinders House Mouse Designs stamps. You can check out the link below if you want to check out all of them, but I picked two for this month's release. And I have Muzzy and Monica, and we have Bundle of Joy, and you can see the cute little image. I had mentioned before, one of my friends is going to be a grandmother, and so I thought this would be super cute as part of that release. And we have a little mouse feeding a little baby mouse, and you get 3 sentiments with this. They say, congratulations on your bundle of joy, sending love and blessings to the new baby, and so thrilled for your growing family. And the other one is a little birthday one. We can never have enough birthday cards, so top-notch birthday. And you have Muzzy here on top of a little birthday hat blowing out some candles. And the sentiments with that one say, hope you have a top-notch birthday. You're at the top of my birthday list, and blow out the candles and make a wish. So I already have, stamped out the little baby one on some Spellbinders watercolor cardstock. This paper is smooth on one side and textured on the other side. I stamped it out in my Misty using some Hero Arts Intense Black ink. So we have that ready to go. And I'm going to use my Corrine brush markers. These are all available at Spellbinders now, which makes me so happy. So we have those, and I have some watercolor brush markers and a little paper towel off to the side here. And let's get to coloring, shall we? And I like to, I tell you guys this all the time, I don't think that I'm great at coloring, so I like to keep the colored image in front of me here as a point of reference. And if you guys didn't catch the clubs of the month for March, they're kind of like, you know, Mother's Day, Father's Day themed, but I thought this would make like a really good kind of background. So I plan on, you know, cutting this out and using this as the background. This is the 3D embossing folder of the month. And even some of the Better Press and Glimmer sentiments are kind of Mother's Day, Father's Day themed. Mom, Dad, Mom, you know, so those sentiments would even work out great with this. If you don't have, you know, if you don't want to use the sentiments that came with it, there are some wonderful Mother's Day, Father's Day sentiments, and even this image, you know, kind of goes with that. Forever my role model, you inspire me, you know, things like that. This would make even great image to go with that. You know, Mom's always kind of been there for us, kind of nurse us back to health kind of thing. So you could even use it with that. So let's get to coloring. You guys don't have the time to edit my videos. So just kind of sit back, relax, watch me do some coloring here. I'm going to pull this image out of the packaging here so we can have a better view of it. And the way I like to do my coloring is I scribble on my glass mat and then pick up that color with my watercolor markers. And then I have my paper towel here if I need to kind of wipe off some of that extra water. So let's kind of get into it. And I try to remember to tell you guys the names of colors. This is Soft Peach. So just scribble there. I just try to start with my lighter colors and then work my way into the darker colors. Hopefully, I did put my little sign up on the door up there that says I'm filming, but a house full of family doesn't mean they'll always read it. So hopefully they won't come down and disturb me. That's why if you watch some of my past videos, you'll hear football going on in the background, people coming down and talking to me, and I kind of give them this look like, hello, do you not see me making a video here? Am I talking to myself? Yeah. So, I apologize, but, you know, house full of family here. I'm sure you guys can relate. But yeah, I have a little sign on my door up there that says, YouTube filming going on. Go away. The reason I scribble on my glass mat instead of coloring direct on the paper, depending on the paper that I'm using, some paper gives me a little bit more working time. This paper has a little bit of texture, even though this is the smoother side. So it really soaks the ink and water in pretty quickly, so I don't have a lot of working time. So if I grab from the glass mat, it gives me time to mix the water and the ink and have a little bit more working time versus going direct. If I go directly in with the marker, I don't have a lot of working time. So by taking it from the glass mat, I have some working time, where if I go directly in with the marker, it dries almost instantly, so I don't have a lot of working time. So by taking it from the glass mat, I have a little bit of time. It mixes in with the marker, where if I go directly, it's a direct concentration of color, and it's not going to move, if that makes any sense. I think those are kind of all of our light pink colors. And if you want a color to be lighter, you squeeze your watercolor marker, or you add more water if you're using a regular brush. And if you want it more concentrated, you pick up more color and you add more color. If you want a more concentration, darker color. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. This color is pink, pale pink. I kind of want it to be more of a pink theme. Kind of match our background a little bit, going with a little girl theme here. My daughter just found out that she's going to be an aunt. Her older sister got married, and yeah, she's going to be an aunt. So actually, we're going to have one of my friends is going to be a grandmother, and my daughter is going to be an aunt. She's going to have a niece. So a couple of babies are going to be around. The background, well, let's color in our little mice. Let's make one mouse a little, let's make one, I think new mice are kind of light pink, right? So let's make our little baby light gray. I don't want to make everything too pink, so we're going to go light gray here. Let's go with neutral gray. bigger one, baby brown. Cocoa is this one. This one is gold. And I did miss the pink on the end of the mouse's nose here. So we're going to go back to that peach for this. Okay, and it does look like there's a little bit of milk in that bottle. And I know when I gave my kids formula, it was like a little bit of a yellowish color. So we're going to go with this. It says blush, but it looks a little creamy colored. Okay, and we're going to go very light, super light for that rest of that bottle there. Cool gray. And of course we want a soft plushy blanket for the baby. I think we'll go cool aqua, or no, I think lilac, lavender, pale violet. Now this one I'm going to water down, so I'm squeezing my water pen, and we really want to water that down. Now, anywhere I have too much water, I'm just going to take my paper towel and kind of blot that, and I can go back in and add more color. can always add more color. I can't take it away, but I can add more. Well, you can take it away with watercolor by just adding more water. Alright, I really like how that came out. We have the purple, the pink, and our two little mice. And I just want to add a little bit, just a smidge of a dark color there so you can see his eye, because his eye is kind of covered up. Maybe a little bit of dark blue. This is indigo blue. Ooh. Just a touch of that. There we go. Okay, I like that a lot, and just going to set that aside, or you could take the heat tool to let that one dry. Yeah, I got a little speck there of splatter, but I think that one looks really cool. Okay, we're going to let that one dry, and we're going to pull the other one in and stamp that one. Another piece of the same watercolor paper. Now, if you were coloring with watercolor pencils, you may want to stamp again. So I leave my stamp in my MISTI just in case I need to re-stamp, depending on what your color medium is. But I think I'm pretty happy with that one. All right, so we have another piece of that smooth cardstock. And again, you can see one side is pretty textured. See that? The lines on there. And one side is very smooth. Because I'm coloring and stamping, we're going to use the smooth side again. And remember to take out your thick foam because these are red rubber stamps. So when you are stamping with your MISTI, you're going to remove that foam. Okay, and going to grab our Hero Arts Intense black ink. And I use my MISTI because A, we are stamping on textured paper. Even though we're using the smooth side, it's watercolored paper, so it's still pretty textured. And B, because this ink is a multi-purpose ink, it's not, it's a little bit of a drier ink, so it takes a couple of inkings. So I use my MISTI because you can see there, see, it's kind of dry, so we need to stamp it a few times to get super saturated black. But you can use this ink pretty much with watercoloring, or if you wanted to use it for Copic coloring, but you want to heat set it. Okay, I think one more time, especially right there in the cake. Okay, that looks pretty good. And again, I'm going to leave it in my MISTI, so if I do feel like there's any place that needs to be re-stamped after I color it, then I can come back and do that. Okay, and I'm going to heat set it. heat setting. It's just make sure that that ink is set into place and isn't going to go anywhere. All right, and we're just going to go and do the same kinds of things. So I like to, again, start with my lighter colors. And for this one, I think I want to start with the flames. Ooh, that's a bright yellow. That is Neon Canary. I don't know that I want to go that bright, but we're already here. So go in with the flames of the cake. And I feel like since this is a party hat, let's go in and color it bright colors. And again, I've said this before about these images. The reason I like them is the artist has already put in all of the shadows. So you don't have to be really good at coloring because they're already there. All you have to do is lay your colors down. Okay, since we already have our yellow down, let's add a little touch of orange. This is amber. We just need a little bit of that. Just in the touch of our flames. Okay, see, I went outside the line there. So when that happens with watercoloring, to erase that, you just add water to your image and that erases it. Straight water, and it'll push it out of the way. I can go back in with my color and put it where it's supposed to be. In the candle, not outside the candle. There we go. Okay. But I want some more of that orange in my confetti in my hat. And I think we should add a bright blue. So let's add some cayenne, which is going to mix and turn it kind of a teal. Or should I say cyan? Not cayenne. Cayenne is like peppers. Okay, so fun little party hat. Okay, and then we need fun little party cake. Okay, so I feel like We need to carry over some of those same fun colors. More cayenne. Candles need to be cayenne. Cyan. I keep saying cayenne. Cyan. Okay. And the bubbles on the cake. I should have done the cake first and then the bubbles. I'm going to regret this because now I'm going to have to paint around them. Color around them. Okay. And I'm thinking strawberry cake. I know they have strawberry icing on theirs, but I'm thinking strawberry cake. Should we go to coloring our mouse? Let's go to coloring our mouse. Going back in with the soft peach. Face, ears, feet, and tail. Pale pink. I think we're going to go with the icing. Now my brush is getting a little dry, so I'm just going to squeeze it, add a little water out of there. Okay, now it's too wet, so I'm going to dab a little off. Need to add more color. That really looks like an ooey gooey watercolory icing mess. That's okay. That's what we want. We don't want it to be dry. Nobody likes dry cake. Yuck. Okay. Okay. Now, what color cake do we what kind of cake do we want? Do we want yellow cake? Do we want chocolate cake? Well, let's color our mouse. I think this mouse is going to be a little bit of a dark gray. We're going with warm gray. Yes, that's a very nice color for him. That suits him nicely. I think we're going to have to go with a chocolate cake, you guys. I'm feeling chocolate. Chocolat. So, cocoa. Now I'm just going to take my time, though. Oh, that looks yummy. And like I said, because the artist has already drawn the shadow layers, we don't really have to worry about going in there and making it darker. It's already dark where it's supposed to be dark. We just have to make sure we stay out of the pink and out of the blue. So we're just taking our time. And this isn't a super big image. Now we have a fine tip brush, so we're okay. And I'm just doing small areas and making sure I go back into my color. Try to keep my colors pretty even. And I can always go back in anywhere that it doesn't look even and add more color. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. Yummy! I think the chocolate was a good choice. Now I'm just going to go in and touch up anywhere. As it dries back, it'll lighten in some areas too. Ooh, that looks delicious. Now I want some cake. Okay, that looks pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. Nice, bright, fun party hat with our chocolate cake with strawberry icing and teal accents. All right, so those are our two house mouse stamps that I picked. Top Notch Birthday and Bundle of Joy. I always keep you guys on longer than I should. Let's see if I can throw these into cards. You're already here. Let's see if I can put these into cards real quick. So like I said, I have the 3D embossing folder of the month for March already cut out. I mean, already embossed. So let's take Bundle of Joy, cut that out, and make that into a card. We need to let this one dry, so we're going to set that one aside. Cut this to 4 1/4. This is already at 5 1/2. I think we're good there. Do I have a card base? I think I do. Yes, I do. So let's cut this down a little bit. It's pretty dry. So let's cut this down to, can we get this down to 5 3 3/4? Will that fit? And cut a little bit off the bottom. Oh, I think it's going to fit perfectly. It is going to fit perfectly. Okay. I'm actually going to cut this down a little bit as well. 5 1/4 by 4. I'm going to go down with this one. 5 1/4 by 4. Okay, that actually fits on there beautifully. And then we just need our sentiment. What sentiment do we want? Okay, let me adhere this down. I'm going to grab our Spellbinders adhesive. And I'm going to grab my Misty so I can stamp my sentiment right on there. Sending love and blessings to the new baby. It's perfectly sized to fit that. foam tape on this just because it is watercolor paper and it's already wanting to stick up. So we're going to put a little bit of foam tape on this. Actually, we're going to put a lot of foam tape on it. I'm trying not to touch it because I don't want to smear my sentiment. I didn't heat set it yet. Yes, I'm overdoing it on the foam tape because of it being watercolor paper. Okay. There we go. There it is. And again, that 3D embossing folder is the embossing folder of the month from the beginning of March, from the clubs. And I'm just going to let this one dry, and then we'll do something with that. All right, so there we go. If you guys had fun watching my super long, I'm sorry, videos, you can give me a thumbs up. If you are interested in purchasing these stamps, I will have the links down below. Again, these are 2 of the new House Mouse stamps, but I will put the links down below if you are interested in shopping over at Spellbinders. Please click yes to cookies. That lets Spellbinders know that I sent you. It does not cost you anything extra, and I would be humbled if you would click subscribe, and then you can watch some of my other videos. Thanks for watching, guys, and for sticking around for this long. I truly appreciate you, and I will catch you on the next video. Bye-bye. Okay, guys, I just wanted to show you I did finish off the second birthday card, and I just put the sentiment, hope you have a top-notch birthday. So there are my 2 finished cards. Let me know what you think in the comments, which one you like better. All right, catch you on the next video. Bye-bye.